Another cheesecake creation. Another cheesecake that was Buffetized. So I have a sleeve of graham crackers already in here, and I broke them up a little bit by hand. And I just got some pretzels. Gonna take a good handful, put them in there too. Let's see, do I want any more? Maybe just a few more. This is going to form our crust. And you don't have to use the pretzels, you can just use the graham crackers if that's what you want. But I like that sweet and salty combination. Now, I used to use a mallet and just bang it. Then I saw somebody do this with their rolling pin, so not as noisy. And with the mallet, that oftentimes broke you had a hole in the bag. Of course, if you have a food processor, you can do it that way. I don't want to do that because I don't want something else to wash. In this little bowl, I have 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, packed teaspoons, and a pinch of salt. I'm going to add that. That's 4 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. And then I'm going to pour in the graham cracker pretzel combination. And that's going to be our crust once we put it together and mold it into the pan. I want to mix that up a little bit to incorporate the brown sugar and a little pinch of salt that's at the bottom of the bowl. And you see how you can see the pieces of pretzel. Now we just stir in the melted butter. Now if all you have on hand is salted butter, you can use the 4 tablespoons, but don't add the pinch of salt because you already got salt in your butter. Now we just mix this together, get it incorporated, combined a little bit. It's still going to be a little dry. And if you want, you can melt maybe another tablespoon of butter, but I'm not going to. And the reason it might be a little dry is because the recipe just calls for the 1 sleeve of graham crackers. It doesn't call for the pretzels. That's just something I started adding. This is, I think it's called Daddy-O, Big Daddy-O, or something like that. Springform pan. Because see, this inner part comes out. And I have it wrapped in a sheet of parchment paper. And I've sprayed the sides and I actually sprayed the bottom so that the parchment paper would stick to that part that comes out. So now we just pour this in here and we mold it around. First on the bottom, get that really well, and then up on the sides. And that's our crust. And again, this goes into the freezer. I'll put it in the freezer right now. Now let's make the batter. And then here, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. I already have 2 pinches of salt, but I need to go get, because I keep my sugar and flour on the far counter, so I need to go get 2/3 cup of sugar. Okay, I've added the sugar. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This is a 2 tablespoon measure, so only got to do it 1 time. And I have a plastic knife in there to help me level that off. The recipe calls for 2 teaspoons vanilla. Y'all know I don't do that. At a minimum, it's 2 tablespoons. So, let's add it. And when you're making this batter, you're going to add just about everything but your eggs. And you'll start mixing it. And then when you add your eggs, there's 2 eggs. You'll add 1 egg, mix it up till it's fully incorporated. Then you add your other egg till it's fully incorporated. Okay, and then we need 1/2 cup of sour cream. This is a 1/2 cup measure, so we need, and it's okay, there's a little more, so good. Put that on in. Now my eggs and my cream cheese, I have had it sitting out to get to room temperature. I did not sit the sour cream out to get to room temperature because I'm a little leery about that. And the reason I set the other ones out, if your ingredients are at room temperature, they'll combine quicker and easier, and you'll get a smoother batter. But I'm just leery about leaving the sour cream out. That worries me. I mean, it worries me about anything dairy, the eggs, the cream cheese, but really more so with the sour cream than the other ones. And now we add our 16 ounces of cream cheese, which again I've had them sitting out. What I'll do is unplug this so you can see. I'm going to cut them a little bit to make them incorporate quicker and easier. This is a knife I use to melt the butter. It's all going in the same place, so I just said I'd use it on this too. So we have our cornstarch, our sugar, our salt, cream cheese, sour cream, and vanilla. Before we add our mixins, the only other thing we're going to be adding are the eggs. I'm going to remember the eggs. You see my video with the, what was I making, the chocolate crinkle cookies? Forgot the doggone eggs for a minute. Batter was so dry, and I'm like, what's going on? You didn't put the eggs in there, Buffy. See how smooth that is? Because the majority of the ingredients were at room temperature. Nice smooth batter. It'll be even smoother once we add the eggs. I'm going to stir until it's combined, and then we'll add the other one. Now, if you forget to have, or you don't have time to get your ingredients out at room temperature, use the whisk attachment on your KA or stand mixer. I'm using the paddle attachment. But if you use the whisk attachment, because that happened to me before, I couldn't get it to get really creamy, the batter. When I switched to the the whisk attachment, it, got it really creamy and smooth. Here's the other egg. I'm going to go get that attachment in case anybody who's new to baking, you're like, what the heck is the whisk attachment? I don't know, because that was me, trust me. So I'm going to go get it and I'll show you. This is the whisk attachment. And this is a version of the paddle. Paddle is just flat. It's like a paddle, you playing paddle ball or whatever. Whisk, paddle. Okay, whisk, paddle. That's the difference. Okay, now, told you it's gonna be a secret add-in. I bet you're thinking it's Snickers because I've done that before. What else have I done? Apples and or apple pie or something. Be right back. It's cookies. It's cookies. These are Buffy's. These are Buffy's chocolate chip cookies. Yes, I made a recipe and named it after myself. I made it up, so it's my recipe. I tweaked somebody else's recipe. Let's put it that way. Put my own spin on it. I made 12 of them. And I let them cool. I baked them today, let them cool. I'm not going to put all 12 in there. I'm going to eat some. I ain't going to lie to you. But I'm going to try to put about 6 in there. I don't want to put them in there real small because then they'll get mushy and combine and just become one with the batter. I want, when you bite into a piece of the cheesecake, I want you to be able to taste the cookie and see the cookie. So, let's see. I'll do it in 3s when I break it up. I'm gonna aim to get 6 of these in there. Because when I do the Snickers, I put 6 full-size candy bars. Are the equivalent of that in there. Okay, this is the 3rd one, and I'm going to mix it up because I might not be able to get 6 in there because you see these cookies are big. So let's mix this a little bit. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get 6 of them in there. Yeah, we're gonna call it with the 3. That's just more cookies for us to eat. My siblings and I ain't complaining, they won't either. Now, traditionally, when you make a cheesecake, you make it in a water bath. You put it in the oven, and it's in like a baking dish, sitting in the baking dish, and then all around it is water. I ain't about that life. That's too complicated. I ain't trying to do all that. And then once it gets done baking in the oven, you have to crank, or not crank, but leave the oven door open a little bit and let it sit, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour, something like that. I ain't doing all that. What I am gonna do is put this in my Instant Pot. So if you don't buy the Instant Pot for anything else but the cheesecake, love it. Fabulous. Now's the time to get them too, because they on sale. Black Friday and all. Looks like I got more cookies and batter. Oh well. Okay. Oh, I was gonna go get my pan. It's sitting right there. Good night. And all we do is dump it in there. And I think this Daddy-O springform pan is the 8 quart. It might be the 10 quart, but I think it's the 8. I'll have to look on my Amazon orders and see. And I'm just going to spread it around a little bit. Now you may notice that my batter is not white, and it's not going to be white. Why? Because we added the cookies, the chocolate chip cookies, so that, you know, put a little tint on the batter. That's all good. Because when I do this with the Snickers, I get a little tint like this too. Not quite as much, but it does tint the batter. Basically, whenever you do any kind of add-ins in your cheesecake, it's going to tint your batter. So don't be alarmed. Oh, it's not white. It's not like a cheesecake. Calm down. You okay? You okay, boo? Trust the process. Trust Buffy. A black woman named Buffy. Come on now. Come on now. And not only just that, I'm a former fat kid. So I know some sweets, some desserts, some candy, some cakes, some pies. Come on now. I'm just saying, come on now. I want to make sure I get that one big piece covered with actual batter. Another thing that'll happen when you take this out of the Instant Pot, you may have water on top of your cheesecake. Again, it's okay. You take a clean paper towel and you dab it, and I'll show that process if I have a bunch of water on there, because sometimes I'm just real careful with it and I'll just kind of ease it over the sink and pour it out that way. But I've done this a while. Your first time, don't do that, because you'll be nervous, you'll be scared. Just get the paper towel. I'm not going to do it because this paper towel is dirty. I'm just going to kind of show you the process, and you just dab the water up that way. Okay. Now, watch my other video and you'll see me set the Instant Pot and all that good stuff. But for now, I'm getting ready to go get my Instant Pot, get it set up, put it in there, and I'll be back when it's time to come out. And we put the little, what is it, sour cream and sugar. That's the only topping we put on there. It's a mixture of sour cream and some sugar. So I'll be back when we're there. Thanks, family. We're getting it done. A new cheesecake. Are you excited? Are you excited? Instant Pot's done. I'll take it out. Move some stuff around. Let's see. Still a little hot, but I think I can. Can you see that excess water on there? So you just take your towel, dab it wherever you see the excess water. Easy peasy. And you might see some cracking. Trust the process. Don't be panicking, beginning bakers. Now, I'm doubling the topping. The recipe calls for the topping to be 2 heaping tablespoons of sour cream and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Well, I double that because we like this topping. So I have 4 teaspoons of sugar in here and 4 heaping tablespoons of sour cream. Just mix this up a little bit, put it on top of the cheesecake, refrigerate the cheesecake. The recipe says to do the refrigeration for at least 4 hours before you cut into it, but I have found it's better to leave it overnight, at least overnight, so it can firm up a little bit more. Now, depending on whatever mixins you put in there, it might not get as firm until after you start cutting it. Like when I did the apple pie one, it took a few days after we had cut it for it to really get firm, but it was still a little soft, but didn't affect the taste at all. And Snickers, I've done that. The next day it firmed up nicely, and I expect this to firm up nicely too as well. Now all we do is put the topping on, refrigerate it, and come back when you're ready to cut it and enjoy it. Now we're going to refrigerate this and, you know, enjoy it. I'll come back and film when I cut into it. Okay, it's 2 days later. Here's the cheesecake. Sis already been into it, said it was good, so I'm getting ready to give me a piece. It's Wednesday the 27th. It's the day before Thanksgiving. We celebrated today because my younger brother works retail and he has to work on Thursdays on Thanksgiving, so let's see. I'm going to cut a little piece. And yes, I've already eaten. We had ham, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, green beans, corn. I think that's it. Oh, and some rolls. We did some rolls. So. Here's a better look at the cheesecake. Remember I was telling you it takes time for it to set up, so it's still, you know, soft, but I like it that way, but it's setting up nicely. You can see chunks of the cookie in there. Sis couldn't guess what it was. She was like, what did she say first? I forgot. Then she said Snickers. But she couldn't guess it was the cookies, and I finally told her. She's like, what? I didn't know what it was, but it's good. So here we go. Yes, this is good. Oh my God. See all the cookies up in there? Oh my God. You know what it's like? If you can imagine taking a chocolate chip cookie and making a sandwich, and in the middle, the sandwich part is the cheesecake. This is what this is. Yeah. This is good. Oh wow, that's good. And I'll bring this up so you can see again. This is good. Oh my God. Let's get a thumbnail. All right. Another cheesecake creation. Another cheesecake that was Buffetized. It was enough, right? Also, thank you. I reached 350 subscribers, I think, on the 24th, on Sunday. And right now, on the 27th, I have 353. So come on, family. Let's get to 500 before the year's up. Till the next video. Again, thank you for coming along. Until the next video, all the best to you and yours. Bye for now.